In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. In the time of censorship, non-compliance is key. From an undisclosed location in FEMA Region 10, it's your host, Joshua Michael.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Joshua Michael here, Non-Compliant America. Today is the first day. It's a very special day. As we know, we got an election cycle going on. We are in the election season, hot on the election season. We have 254 days until the countdown of the biggest presidential election in history. And as you know, in that, we are ramping things up. I've been absent for a couple weeks. We've had some technical issues, some personal stuff going on, but rest assured, I am hot and I am ready, and we are ready to roll. With that, I got a special guest today, Don Powers, in the house. We're going to be talking to him in just a little bit. Just to let you know, today's show, we are live here at the KSLM studio. So for the very first time on Non-Compliant America, we're going to open the phones up and we're going to talk to you. We want to hear from you. We want to know what you're thinking, what you see on the ground, what's going on. As you know, with Don, we have the National Committeeman race, which we have some great positive things on some changes that are happening here in Oregon. So we're very excited to get into that. I do first want to talk about one thing that a lot of you guys ask me about in regards to vaccinations, you know, as you know, with like the COVID hoax and all the stuff. Well, it's going back to with the draconian tyrannical systems that the government is making us do, injecting our kids and making it mandatory and kind of hoaxing us the same way that they hoaxed us in 2020 and 2021 for the vaccines. All vaccines essentially are kind of up for grabs right now. And if you listen to a lot of things that Robert F. Kennedy is talking about, he sure does bring up a lot of really good points on how to do that. So what I wanted to do first and foremost is talk about vaccine exemptions in the state of Oregon and how you do that. A lot of people think it's scary. They don't know how to do it. They don't know where to start. Now, what this means is when you're getting pressured by your administration, Salem-Keizer School District, something like that, they're going to say, hey, we're going to pull your kids out if you don't give us vaccination status. And a lot of people aren't vaccinating their kids as much anymore, which is a great thing, because I think it goes all the way back down to the indemnification that they get back in the 1986 rules, where the big pharma virtually can experiment on your kids and do whatever they want with them, which we all know is not right. So what I want to do just real quick, and then we'll get the phones up. If you guys want to call in, probably in the next segment, we'll start opening the phones up. If you want to prep yourself and get on the line, you can call right now, 503-589-1220. That's 503-589-1220. And I'll have it right here at the KSLM studios. We are live today, and we hope that you guys are enjoying your day and catching this show. This is the first of many. I want to be live, as you know. From here, we're then going to be migrating to simulcasting on my Twitter X Space, to where you guys will be able to chime in on Twitter as well. And we're going to have the live show along with cell phones and phone calls and Twitter Space, and try to have a real conversation. Because as you know, we're getting censored in every platform in every way possible. So we have to exert our will and exert our First Amendment rights and practice our First Amendment rights as much as possible. So in that, without further ado, if you go to the Oregon.gov website, it's Oregon.gov/OHA, and then there's a long link. I'm going to go ahead and put it in my podcast link. There's a non-medical vaccine exemption. And there's a couple options that you can do. It's very simple. And the reason I want to express this, guys, is because this is how we take our power back. This is how we become non-compliant. This is how we force these tyrants. And I say tyrants, communists, Marxist, communists, revolutionaries, whatever you want to call them, in business suits that think that they're important, that are over at the Marble Nut House down the street from here. Just so you know, they don't have authority over you. We do still have our rights, and they just try to make it really difficult for us to be able to navigate around them, right? So we go to the Oregon Health Authority website. Right here, all you have to do is just watch an education module, and you fill out a certificate of immunization status form I'm going to put the link on my podcast today, because anybody out there who has a young child who didn't vaccinate their kids and is worried about any type of school pushback or anything like that, this is how you get around it. This is how you exert your noncompliance, your peaceful noncompliance, saying, no, we're not going to do that. We are not going to choose to put our children at risk. Don't let them fool you. But it's actually really interesting to watch these videos because I don't think they've really updated it in regards to trust the science, what the science actually is, because they're spouting the same garbage that they did in regards to the COVID vaccine. And it's almost like they think that we're still ignorant and we don't have a plethora of people that have did their own research and started investigating and deciding that they're taking their will and taking their liberties back. So that's how you're going to do that. You can go on there. I was going to play a short little clip of it, but I wasn't able to prepare. I'm having some technical difficulties with the Wi-Fi today, as some of you and most of you probably have, with your cellular outages. And I tell you, about 6 or 8 months ago, I started warning about these internet blackouts and cyber attacks that are going to start coming underway. After all, it is an election year. They're going to blame it on China. They're going to blame it on Russia. They're going to blame it on something. But interestingly enough, it was not a solar flare. Don't notice how it all kind of went off the wayside and nobody's really even talking about it anymore. It's because we called their bluff and we called their BS. It was a controlled hack or a controlled demolition per se, because it only targeted certain companies. A solar flare would have damaged a lot more than just AT&T and Verizon and Cricket and a couple other U.S. cellular companies. It would have damaged parts of the infrastructure too, and more than just these specific cellular towers. So I think it was a beta test that they're getting us ready for. They're acclimating it. They're following suit right with the Obama movie that just came out on Netflix. They have to virtue signal us and they have to prime us and get us ready for what they're going to try to do. Now, keep in mind, they're going to try. I think they've already lost. I don't think that they're going to be successful. I think we're going to see another 4 years of Trump coming up. I don't think they can stop it. There's so much momentum now, aside from this meaningless vote that we're seeing right on the head of Drudge Report, talking about who's going to win South Carolina. Is it going to be Trump or Nikki Haley? Come on. Yeah. I mean, it's getting ridiculous at this point. And really, they're just holding out because they think this $350 million is going to have some type of effect on whatever. But, I mean, we can go on and on and on and on. It's all just a big saga that we got 254 days more of this saga to kind of look at. But without further ado, I want to get Don Powers on and kind of address some things that have been going on in his race. He's running for national committeeman for the state of Oregon. I think he has a solid chance. He's seeing a lot of success. There's a lot of momentum around it, despite what the Pulowskis and Solomons and McQuistons and all these little predator communist groups try to do. The fact is even in Oregon, we're all getting sick of the democratic tactics. We're getting sick of the Marxist tactics and the BS that's going on. And so somebody that's taking that head on, I know for a fact, I've known Don for a while, he didn't want to do this, but he just sees it as a duty of just something that has to be done. But keep in mind, this is a pretty big position. It has a lot of influence. It could drastically shift the climate of the defeatism that goes on in Oregon. This one position could have such an integral part. So without further ado, Don Powers, how are you today, sir? Welcome to the studio. What do you think?
Well, I'm doing a whole lot better, with that wonderful introduction you just gave me. You pumped me up a little bit, so let's get it on. Yeah, you're right. I've been running around the state pretty aggressively, a little exhausted, in fact, but it's been great. Really well received. A lot of different counties, meeting with everybody, finding out what things are important to them, answering the questions, and so on.
Right. And so people say, I hear it all the time, what is a national committee man, and what does he do?
Yeah, it's reason everybody has that question is like the bylaws, for example, are incredibly vague. It basically says, that's the liaison between the Oregon Republican Party and the RNC.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes on to the next subject.
Right.
Right. So that's a problem we have. Last year we tried to recall Solomon Yu. I wasn't involved in the recall itself, but I did vote to recall him. But the interesting part of that was that one of the defenses that he used was that the bylaws said it wasn't his job to, for example, to raise money because people were holding his feet, to that he didn't really raise any money. And now that he's on the trail now, it's funny how he starts talking about how he was instrumental and pretty much single-handedly, kind of the way he puts it, erased Art Robinson's debt, is what he calls it. And I haven't been able to find any evidence of that. But from what I've understood, that there was actually a loan that was put in place that to cover the deficit that the ORP was in. So
right.
Anyway,
and again, I mean, we could go and talk about the past and talk about all these what ifs and anything. I mean, the fact is, we all know Solomon's been in place for 30 years plus, right?
Yeah. Well, he's in and around all of the politics, Polk County and so forth. Right now, he's had this position for 24 years. 24
years. But yeah, we look and we see, and it's like, okay, he's more of the same. It's more business as usual. If he's such a great guy, what has he been doing for that period of time? I mean, really, he doesn't have anything. So at the very least, aside from, good guy, bad guy, right, wrong, indifferent, we don't want more of the same. We're trying to get something new. And so in that's why I think this is such an important race and such an important role, is because we might not have all the answers, but we know we don't want what we've had and the way that we've been going. And if somebody's not going to take accountability for what they need to do, even if it's your job or not, it's kind of like walking next to a trash pile in your office. And you're like, oh, that's the janitor's job. And you walk past it for 15 days, let's say 24 years.
And then you complain about the garbage.
And then you complain about the trash. Exactly. And then you look at it and you're like, oh, that's not my job. That's not my job. I'm not going to do that. It's like, it's that same thing. It's, you open doors for people because it's the right thing to do. And it's just a nice gesture. That's just what you do, right? If you don't have a job description, what a perfect job not having a real job description, because then you could really get in there and actually make our state be successful in competing in national money raises and different things like that, raising awareness. We want to be known beyond just the garbage dump pile that's up in North Portland right now.
Boy.
Of people shooting up heroin legally and telling the cops to F off and spray painting the roads, we want to be known for other things, and this is an opportunity, I believe, upon the vote that's coming up. But
we're we have a gorgeous state, right? We love our state.
Absolutely,
this place is,
makes it hard to.
Man, it's beautiful here, and we got a lot of great people and a lot of good people. I mean, I've had the chance to, not just now while I'm running around, trying to gather up votes, but for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been hardcore working on, out in the counties, bringing information in about election integrity, bringing people in to talk about what's happening at our U.S. border, about human trafficking. Been really involved at that grassroots level, and it's interesting how during my, the few times that Solomon's been in the same room or even on the Zoom, he starts to talk about grassroots, and I just shake my head and go, grassroots? I mean,
right.
I think that what's happened with me being in this is that's actually become a topic of conversation, because other candidates are saying the same excuse me, same thing, grassroots. I'm like, but none of you have been out in the field. I go out to Deschutes County, for example. They call me up. Scott out there calls me up, says, hey, come to our dinner. I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. We're in the studio today. Make sure to give us a call, 503-589-1220. I'm Joshua Michael here, Non-Compliant America, and we are live in the studio. Give us a call. We'll be right back.
Ball peen or sledge? Ed doesn't know the difference.
They're both hammers, right?
Ed's a numbers guy. And since he's been working from home,
I can't stand the tile in the kitchen. Yuck.
While Ed doesn't know his hammers, he knows Righteous Renovations.
They did my sister's bathroom. Amazing.
That's because Righteous Renovations treats every project as if it were their own home. Nothing less than perfect will do.
It shows.
Visit righteousrenovations.com for inspiration and ideas and your free estimate. righteousrenovations.com.
From the Pacific Justice Institute, this is The Legal Edge.
PJI is suing Brookhaven Science Associates over Title VII religious discrimination. You see, our client was denied religious exemption due to, quote, not sincere COVID vaccine beliefs. Well, PJI is representing her sincere convictions.
Learn more about our ministry and get exclusive email updates by registering for The Legal Insider at pji.org.
It's time to unmask the truth and expose the lies. The occupied forces do not want you to hear this broadcast. Breaking through the censorship and delivering raw, unedited content, it's Joshua Michael with Non-Compliant America.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. We are live in the studio today, 104.3 KSLM. Give us a call, 503-589-1220. We will get you on the air. Having a discussion here with Don Powers before we went to break. We were kind of talking about some things, but listen, there are no sidelines anymore. There's no places that we can hide. There's no rat hole bunker that we can go into the Appalachian Mountains and try to get away from this. The fact is, our complex society is being controlled and demolished right now. And now is the time that we get involved, and now is the time you understand. It's now or never, folks. It's now or never. There is never going to be another opportunity, because if these guys are able to seal our fate and put this nail in this coffin, it will be the end of everything that we know in the United States. Let that sink in. You don't have to quit your job and, do all of these things. You just have to try and start demonstrating non-compliance, and also vote with your dollar. There's something you don't believe in and you absolutely want to pick something up that Target is selling, don't go to Target. Find an alternative method to get that. Yes, it might cost a little bit more. Yes, it might be a little bit more work. It might take a little bit of sacrifice, God forbid. But we have to do it. Now is the time. It's now or never, folks. It's now or never. And we have to make a change, and we have to make a shift. And so, in that, I think it's very important that we all get behind Don Powers here on this National Committeeman race. Now, granted, we're not all able to vote. There's only designated delegates in each county that's able to vote for this position, right? It's not open to the public.
Yeah.
But
136 total votes possible for this. It's
right.
An internal vote, party vote.
It is. But it's very important, again, because this is kind of the representative for the entire state through the national chains. And it's very important. We need to get him in there. We need to get somebody in there. So what you can do is contact your delegates in your county and your Republican delegates and just let them know. Say, hey, we stand behind Don Powers, because I do. I believe in it. I think, at the bare minimum, we just need a change. And we've seen the time and time and time and time again of demonstrating, of being there. I've been at events where it's me and Don. There's no entourage. There's nothing. We are there together, standing for what's right and standing for what we believe in, because we know that's what it takes. It has to start somewhere. And as you also know, he's behind the whole thing that kind of happened with Clackamas County. We talk about it all the time, and the successes they had, kind of overhauling that and anything else. So, Don, you were talking about different things before. Yeah, I know we got a call, but you were talking about things before about what's your vision? What do you see after you get this position, after you win? You're going to hit the ground running. What are your plans, I guess, day one, 6-month plan, year?
Yeah, great questions. Thank you. I think the first thing we need to do is kind of an internal audit here. in the within the ORP, for example, because one of the challenges we have going forward is the national message that they're hearing coming out of Oregon is pretty confusing, right? We've got a national committee man, we've got a national committee woman, we've got a chair and vice chair, and the four of them need to be working together closely. They need to have the plan together. They need to plot that whole direction of the state. What is the message going to be that we go to those national assets with, and try to, there's the national interest and at the RNC, and there's a lot of assets there that we can bring to Oregon. But when we go out there with everybody what has their own agenda and not working for the state, and they want to, either use it for, they want to rub elbows, or they want to be the guy or the gal, or they're doing it because they want to, using their position as a way to enrich themselves. That's not what we need. What we need is somebody who's from the very beginning, their whole objective is to raise Oregon. So if we can get our national committee man, chair and vice chair moving in the right direction and in the same direction with the same message goals, that's the first thing that I want to work on doing. And I already have a very good relationship with our chair and our vice chair. And I know a couple of the national committee women. I haven't got to know, there's one, Regina, I haven't gotten to know her too well. She seems pretty bright though. And I know I can work with whoever, comes from that side of it. But that's a critical thing. And as I've been traveling around the state, what I keep hearing, I hear the questions, right? So I listen to the questions, and what are they concerned about? The first thing they ask me about is the disunity that we have going on.
Right.
And, that's the positive thing and the negative thing about, Republicans, not just Republicans, but liberty-minded individuals, right, is that we have individual thought. We basically say, leave me alone. I don't need the government to tell me how to live my life. I don't need you to tell me how to do it. And I don't want to tell you how to live your life. And I know that you can make decisions I can make decisions for myself and my family, whether it's getting the injections, and getting the shot and getting poisoned by by this whole cabal mentality of trying to take us down and the tyranny that's going on. I don't need you to do that for me. I can make those decisions for my family, myself. I don't need that, right? Smaller government. But so we think that way, but the left, Marxists, they have groupthink. That's the way they're wired. People call them sheep, but if you from the mental standpoint, that's just the way they're wired. It's this groupthink mentality.
Right.
So it's a challenge. So the positive thing on that Republican side or those liberty-minded individuals is that as a result of that, it's hard for us to coalesce together and move forward in a direction because we're all pretty independent and just want to be left alone.
I agree. However, I would just give you a little bit of pushback and say, well, what about Trump? Because most people in the Republican Party are rallying behind Trump. There's a unity there. There's an element of that. And then the other thing that I would say is what's interesting about tyranny and what's interesting about this communist Marxist revolution that we are underway right now, it's very weak in the sense that once you get a little crack in it, it tends to fall apart very quickly. So once we're able to uproot the infiltration, I believe, that's in the Republican Party, in which Solomon is, I wouldn't say the head of it, but he's definitely an integral part in what's creating a lot of the disunity and division that we've been seeing in this state for years. He's played an integral part of that, and you can see how that guy operates.
Well, it's interesting. Sorry to interrupt you, but, I look at the things and I look at common denominators here. If I look around at some of the really nasty things and people that are doing, right? I mean, I've been called a racist, for example, by Republicans attacking me, calling me racist. Like, really? That is a total Marxist move. Are you kidding me?
Right. It's a Zelensky tactic 101. But so we're going to get it on the other side here, and we got another special guest here we want to have chime in. But, give us a call, 503-589-1220. We'll be taking your calls in the next segment. Don Powers. I'm Joshua Michael. We'll be right back.
Good afternoon. I'm TJ Matthews with reliable news and weather, and this forecast is brought to you by Holly Thatc of Farmers Insurance. For this afternoon, conditions are sunny and dry. Highs reach 55. Increasing clouds tonight, drop lows to 39. For tomorrow, Sunday, skies are overcast with rain developing by mid to late afternoon. Highs rise to 52 degrees. Thanks for listening to KSLM, AM and FM, reliable News Talk Radio.
Abortion is a national concern, but did you realize abortion is also local? The Oregon Health Authority reports more than 700 abortions were carried out on mothers and babies from Marion and Polk counties in 2023. What's the solution? Why not prayer during 40 Days for Life? God answers prayer. Fast and pray near Planned Parenthood in Salem. To find out more, visit 40daysforlife.com/Salem. That's 40daysforlife.com/Salem.
Accurate Precious Metals is offering all new clients an exclusive offer on gold and silver. New clients get gold and silver at our cost with zero premiums. And for all returning clients, we offer the lowest prices in the nation guaranteed. We believe in transparency and we help families protect their wealth. Diversify your investments and secure your money with precious metals. With global uncertainty and countries moving away from using the US dollar and turning to gold and silver, traditional currencies are unstable. Stabilize your financial future. Invest in precious metals. There's a reason why now more than ever, families across the world are turning to gold and silver. Come to Accurate Precious Metals and remember, we're offering all new clients gold and silver at our cost with zero premiums, and all returning clients get the lowest prices in the nation guaranteed. Visit Accurate Precious Metals in Salem today. We're here to serve you for all your precious metals needs.
Speed Queen is the only line of washers and dryers designed and made in the USA. So they're built stronger to last longer. Today, over 1,600 employees working in a 200,000 square foot global distribution center make Speed Queen an American icon with a 110-year history of superior performance. Select a cycle, including delayed start, add soap, and plug into savings. Learn more of the inside story at JL's Appliance, Salem and West Salem.
For over half a century, Kaiser Rotary has been dedicated to serving our community with the spirit of service above self. Join us at the Kaiser Rotary's Foundation's 31st Annual Benefit Raffle Party on Saturday, April 6th. This year, we're tailgating for a cause. Purchase a dinner ticket for a chance to win $10,000 prize. Enjoy a night of fun with silent and oral auctions. Contact Jackie at 503-510-6636 to secure your tickets. Let's celebrate community and make a difference together. Kaiser Rotary, making a lasting impact since 1965.
Munitions Factory, where quality, selection, and safety come together. Whether you're looking for custom AR-style build, top-quality ammo, or simply the best firearms and accessories in town, Munitions Factory has it all. As a licensed ammunition manufacturer, Munitions Factory creates reliable and affordable ammo. Munitions Factory also is a firearm manufacturer who specializes in custom AR-style builds. Competitive prices, expert advice, and incredible customer service. Located 1805 Silverton Road across from the fairgrounds. Munitionsfactory.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-266-9102 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-266-9102. That's 800-266-9102. What do you have to lose? Call 800-266-9102. Again, 800-266-9102.
Looking for a reliable partner for your roofing needs? The best choice is Anytime Roofing, LLC. They're locally owned and operated, founded in Salem, and proud to be one of the best roofing services providers in the area. Their team has more than 25 years of experience, providing their clients with safe and durable roofs for their residential and commercial premises. At Anytime Roofing, LLC, your family's safety is their .1 priority, with a guarantee of the perfect roof tailored to your property's needs. Financing is available, so contact them to receive a free estimate. AnytimeRoofingLLC.com.
Broadcasting from the former state of Oregon in FEMA Region 10, it's your host, Joshua Michael.
All right, I'm back, folks. Playing a little lowdown on the intro there. They're a group actually from Salem, Oregon right here. These guys were awesome. I was a huge fan growing up. All right, so we were talking to Don Powers, but we do have a special guest in here today. He came with us today. Say hello, special guest. Oh, try it one more time there, buddy.
Hello.
Hey, you are on the air. What's your name?
Marcus.
All right, Marcus. Marcus, if you could vote today, who would you vote for?
Trump.
Trump. Okay, cool. And do you like to? What do you like to do for fun, Marcus?
I like to play video games.
All right. What else do you like to do?
I like to read books and I like to draw.
Ah, that's cool. You were telling me on break that you like to collect silver. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you got quite a stash going, huh?
Yep.
That's right. And the other day, we actually went to Accurate Precious Metals on Hawthorne and traded in some money. And I was able to take my boys. If you guys don't know, this is my son, my oldest son, Marcus. He's an amazing boy. He's amazing. I got both of my boys here. Noah, say hi. 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 Okay. And we're on the air. We got Don Powers in the house, and we were talking on break. And, yeah, so we went to Accurate Precious Metals the other day, and those guys are so awesome there, and they seriously do anything and go above and beyond to earn your business. So if you haven't yet gone over there, precious metals is the future. Gold and silver is a great savings. It's a great asset. As you know, with this cyber outage, different things like that, I think it's only one of many. We're going to have a lot of things going on this year. Right now, South Carolina, believe it or not, voters are unable to vote due to an internet outage. Think of the coincidence on that one. How do we... I thought they weren't on the internet, you know?
Oh, I'm so shocked. I can't believe it.
Yeah. So it's just an interesting time. They tell us that this is not happening and it's impossible. At the same time, they're telling us it is possible. But hey, real quick, we're going to go to a call here. We got a caller here. Caller, you are on the air. Go ahead and say what you need to say. You're on the air with Joshua Michael and Don Powers. You there? Oh, looks like we're having
we lose him?
A little technical difficulty. Caller, are you there? Nope, I'm not hearing it. So we'll have to come back to you. I'm going to take you back off there.
Prank caller.
I don't think it's a prank call. But, so Don.
Sir.
You're talking about kind of your first and foremost. I think it's going to kind of cleanse the climate a lot with what's going on. It's going to give people an opportunity to kind of rally around a cause, and that's pro-freedom, pro-family, pro-liberty, independence. I think that's something anybody can get behind because it's very, very important, right? Our family and God and everything else is the core of why this country has been so great. And we can unwind it. Look at what's happening in El Salvador. Look at what's happening in Argentina. Look how quickly these people are shifting and doing a complete 180 in the culture and culturally. I mean, the streets are almost safer in El Salvador right now than most major cities in the United States.
Well, look at our U.S. border and what's happening there.
There's that.
You talk about, a place that's unsafe. It's just horrible. It's what's happening around the country is not an accident, right? I know that you know that. We've talked about this before, but this is deliberate. There is a very deliberate attempt to take this country down. And I think that what you were alluding to a little bit is actually very very accurate. The fact that what we need to do is have some change and give people some, give our state even a little bit of a new direction, right? And say, okay, out with the old and with the new type of mentality, and that allows people to get a restart. And I think that message to an extent has been something that's been really helping me in my campaign, because I have this saying that I like, and it just says, hey, look, what you do speaks so loud, I can't hear what you're saying. And that can be looked at in two different ways, right? You can look at it and say, when somebody's just talking and talking and talking, but yet you see no action from them, right? You're saying, well, you talk really good, but what are you doing? What are you actually doing? But it could also be used in a very positive way, right? So I think about the reason that I've got so much momentum in this is because I've been doing all this work, right? I've been all around our state. I've been talking to counties. I've been bringing people in for election integrity. I've been putting on seminars and bringing people in for experts from around the country, personalities from around the country, Joe Altman, David Clements, Dr. Frank, excuse me, Seth Keschel,
Right.
and others, and so that's the work that I've been doing, and on the, same thing on the human trafficking and the U.S. border stuff, and working with legislators and educating them on what's been going on. So that work is what I've been doing. So it's not so much, you can hear me talk all I want about things, but at the end of the day, look at the work that I have been doing. So people say,
Right.
what are you going to do when you get into this position for Oregon? Well, that I'm an advocate for Oregon. I'm not there to enrich myself. I'm not in there just because I like to rub elbows. I'm there because I'm an advocate for Oregon.
Right.
And that because that's what I have been doing.
And
every
we've
day.
seen you there time and time and time and time again. There's Don. Hey, caller, we're going to try this one more time. Caller, you are on the air with Don Powers, Joshua Michael. How you doing today? And it's not working. Dang it. Okay, we're going to put you back on hold and give that a try. We're trying to troubleshoot again. Let's try this one. Caller, you are on the air. And of course not. But that's okay. You know what? We got 254 more days to give this a try and get this going. So in that, we want to be live. We want to be active. We want to be engaged. We want to know what's the pulse of Oregon. What's the pulse of you guys, of the public, of the general public? What are you seeing? What are you seeing in your schools? What are you seeing in these committees? What are you seeing as far as pushback and everything goes?
Hey, I just want you to know the person that we were unable to get online just texted me, and it was Senator Kim Thatcher.
Oh, man.
Oops.
Shout out to Kim Thatcher.
Hey, she's one of the many very good ones that we have in the legislature right now. And by the way, she did endorse me for National Committeeman, so let that be known. So I really appreciate her for that. So it's nice of her to call in. Hopefully we'll get that sorted out.
Yeah, absolutely. We are trying our best to try to get this to work. Looks like somebody's calling in again. But so we got these suspected internet outages going on, which is going to be more of the same. And that's kind of my big concern, in which where we're going to be going into the future is they're trying to acclimate us to get used to power outages and just things not working and dysfunctional elements of of our world. So it's really interesting to see that they're trying to beta test this right now in South Carolina to see if we will accept it. But let's try to push this one more time. Get this on the air.
If it doesn't go, I could always have just put my phone up here and talk to Kim.
Oh, yeah.
If she's calling, she can call me directly.
Okay, are you on the air now? Yep, nothing.
Isn't that something? I don't have to push this over here, line 1, do I?
No, I got it on
Okay,
here. It looks
all
like
right.
you just locked it. So
that was dumb.
Yeah, that's okay.
Trying to be helpful.
Yeah, we're trying, folks. We're trying. Anybody looking for a producer position one time a week? I know a lot, but there's some things that I don't know, right? So it's going to be great as this thing's growing. I'm going to be devoting a lot more time into this show and having a lot more content to be able to bring out to you guys. So in that, yep, here we go. We got Kim
Hi,
Thatcher on
Senator
the phone.
Thatcher. I have got you on my phone and on the air now. We'll just do it that way.
Okay, whatever works.
Yes.
I just wanted to say hi and tell people I endorse you, and that I think, people just need to sit down and talk with you and see what you've done over the years and engage with you, and they'll know that you will do a great job for us here in the state.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Coming from you especially, it means a lot because you're highly respected around the state and the hard work that you're doing. And, I've known you for a couple of years and you've come to many of the events and functions that I've put on, and we always appreciate having you there. Is there anything?
I have.
Is there anything legislatively that you'd like to, maybe tell people about that you're particularly? I know you guys are so busy right now. There's so many terrible bills and things they're trying to push right now. So much legislation they're trying to push, but there's got to be a couple of things in particular that you're really passionate about, or you really like to make everybody aware of. You want to share any of that with us?
Well, there is 1583.
Yes.
Senate Bill 1583 that's coming to the Senate floor this week, and it has this grand and noble goal of making sure that curriculum is chosen or not chosen because of a protected class being included in it. And that sounds great. I don't mind hearing about Black history or any other kind of history like that, but the truth is There's some really obscene materials that are being included as being in support of a protected class, and that is what they're looking at. That is what they're trying to shove through and make sure that is available for kids, which is terribly, terribly inappropriate. It's not book banning, but it's what we're asking for. All we're asking is for discernment of adults,
Right.
saying that maybe this placement of this material should not be here where there's children.
You know, it's interesting you say that, Kim, because just last night I had got in late from being on the road. Doing the road show that I'm on right now for this national committeeman position. But I got in from being up at Columbia County, and my wife and I met at a local pub that we like, and so I could get some food in me. And this lady sitting next to me, I'm waiting for my wife to show up, and she says hello, and she says, "Well, you look like you're kind of exhausted." I said, "It's just nice to unwind." And I told her what I was doing, and she says, "Oh, so you're red and I'm blue." And I said, yes, but we're both Americans. We're both Oregonians. There's a lot of these issues that are going on around our state right now that, I think that we can unite on, that are not red or blue issues. I said, what issues are important to you? She says, well, I'm not so concerned about fiscal issues. I said, well, like, you're not concerned about the statewide property tax that they're trying to do?
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, we got Kim Thatcher on the phone.
Hold on.
Don Powers. Thanks for joining. We got one more segment coming up. Joshua Michael, Non-Compliant America.
Craving an unforgettable culinary experience for your next event? Turn your special moments into savory memories with Miller's Barbecue Catering. Miller's Barbecue Catering serves business lunches to baby showers, weddings, birthdays, and game nights, providing delicious entrees and flavorful sides. Our mouthwatering barbecue will leave a lasting impression with all your guests. Visit us at millersbarbecuecatering.com or call 541-971-0789. Miller's Barbecue Catering.
The flavor is in the smoke.
Hi, I'm Deb, the owner of Rags to Riches Consignment Shop on Liberty Road, just south of Madrona. In ladies' clothing, I offer upscale, sophisticated, and classic pieces, and I carry designer handbags, shoes, and accessories at an affordable price. Stop in and say hi, where old friends gather and new friends are made. Rags to Riches, upscale resale with an eye for detail. 3595 Liberty Road South, open Tuesday through Saturday, or visit me on Facebook.
If you're not driving, you might close your eyes and imagine a high mountain lake with a 20-inch rainbow trout tail walking across its surface. Maybe a river with summer and winter-run steelhead or salmon, each in season, yours to chase behind locked gates in 39 places, all an hour or so of town. With over $100,000 annual budget dedicated to stalking rainbows, the Oregon Fishing Club is an angler's dream come true, both in size and scope. It's unique to the Pacific Northwest. Along with the adrenaline rush on the water, you can enjoy camping under the stars and sparks in the dark with family and friends. No crowds, no trash, no attitudes, no security issues, and you can stay for a week at a time. Tour the highland lakes in the foothills above Molalla. Like what you see? You can join on the spot. Your path of discovery begins with a click of a mouse on the Oregon Fishing Club. Your virtual tour can begin at ofc.org.
Do you dream of wandering historic European streets, longing for a serene beach escape, or setting sail on a luxurious cruise? I'm Amy from Cruise Planners, here to bring those dreams to life. For those drawn to the allure of the open seas, I've perfected cruise planning. Whether it's family fun, cultural excursions, or pure relaxation, I have the cruise experience tailored for you. From family trips to solo adventures, land tours to cruises, trust in my personalized touch for a hassle-free and unforgettable journey. Discover, embrace, and relax. With me and Cruise Planners, your next great adventure awaits. Visit sunnyamytravel.com or call me directly at 503-569-4130. Let's chart your next voyage together.
All right, welcome back, folks. Last segment, Joshua Michael, Non-Compliant America. We got a live update. South Carolina Republican election tonight. Lots going on here in Oregon. We got Don Powers in the House talking about his race as a national committeeman, all the things going on with that. So far, Trump's at like 57%. Who would have thought, he's going to win that, whatever. But, there's just a lot going on around the world. The world is waking up. It's the first day of being live. And what a great day it is. What a great kind of glimpse of summer into the spring. It's been a beautiful day. Hopefully you're out able to get some stuff done because it's supposed to get cold again next week. And but who knows? We're Oregonians. We're used to it, right, Don?
Boy, are we. Well, at the break, I just wanted to finish up. I've still got Senator Thatcher held over for real quick because she was talking about that bill that's going, allowing some pretty grotesque stuff in our schools. And that lady that I met last night was talking about it. And it's interesting. She was telling me how she's got a master's degree and she used to be a teacher and then she used to be a principal. And I'm like, and that's just absolutely not going on in the schools. I said, well, maybe it wasn't then, but it is happening now. And I actually showed her the pictures and she just said, well, that's not happening. This amazing, complete inability to be reasonable and logical in a calm, logical conversation. That's what we're dealing with, Kim. That's the kind of people, the mentality we're dealing with. Because I showed it to her, and she said, "Well, if you can't show me the name of the book or the author, then I just don't believe this is not happening." And it was just couldn't do it. Just inability to sit there and listen to somebody saying this is really happening, and didn't want to listen to it, didn't want to hear it, didn't want to look for herself. Just it was terrible.
Well, the better question is what do we do about that and about that climate of people? Obviously, we all have to coexist in this state. How do we even build from that when we go this extreme polar opposites? How can we coexist with people that just have no logical sense, no sense of any reality? I mean, do we have to wait for the entire economy to completely collapse for people to come back to their senses? That's kind of a real conversation. Do we have to? People have to have nothing again to rediscover how important our families are? Do they have to how all the things in our communities? Do they have to lose everything? I mean, with those illogical people, how do we reach them? How do we get to them? Or are they just lost causes and we just need to, move on and try to parallel construct our own parallel economy?
What do you think, Kim? You must deal with that in the legislature like crazy. I mean, I know you deal with that.
I've been thinking and hoping and praying and thinking that, people will wake up soon. I've been thinking this since 2014 when I thought things took a pretty hard left and in the state, and a lot of policies were being put in place that were going to be very hard to unwind. We were just on this permanent path to no good. And I kept thinking every election, certainly people are going to make different choices. Certainly people are going to wake up. Certainly they don't want this stuff happening. And they never do. And I don't know what to tell you.
So what do you
know what
think?
to tell you.
So having your experience, what do you think is driving that? Do you think it's just greed and money and these people have a system, they have an operandi, they have a template, and they're just going to follow it to the T despite what happens in the rest of the world? They're just out to get money. Do you think that is the fundamental motivating factor, or do you think that there's something deeper, spiritual in that sense that's driving these people?
I think there's definitely a spiritual aspect to it, but the people who are promoting this are wanting power and control over people. Now, the people that are blind to it have been blinded by the people who want the power and control, and they have the money to do so. They can blind people through the media. They blind people in our schools. They blind people in our culture. You turn on a movie, and you can tell what the topic du jour is just by what they're sneaking in and kind of,
I know.
pushing in the background. May not be the main part of the script, but they'll just be pushing something.
And they'll just slide in. They'll slide in a tranny in some Disney movie, and then all of a sudden the main character that we've known for 50 years now all of a sudden likes dudes, or something crazy. It's crazy. So what's the move? What's the counter move? Just essentially demonstrate noncompliance, disconnect from it. I mean, I was reading an article the other day about this couple that they packed up, they moved to Russia because they were completely done with the LGBTQ crap in the schools. I mean, it's a real problem. It's a real issue. I mean, and we see a lot of dissent happening within the curriculum where, we have the school boards completely getting uprooted. Now the state's answer is like, oh, okay, we're just going to like centralize them all where you guys don't have control anymore. Like it's just getting to a point where they're trying to they want to provoke a real revolution, but we're doing it peacefully and non-compliant and, just re-demonstrating our liberties. It's just, it's an interesting time. It's an interesting time for sure.
Hey, Kim, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate you calling in.
You bet, and good luck.
All right, thanks, Senator. Bye-bye.
So we have all kinds of things going on, and as you know, there's no sidelines here today. There's no sidelines ever, really, until we can restore our population into a liberty-based movement, into people really exercising their rights and really exercising what it is to be an American. What does that even mean anymore? Don't let it be distorted and get all your information from TikTok and Twitter or whatever. You really have to go out and practice this stuff, and you really have to get a taste for society, with this new movement that's happening, they've really embedded themselves. I mean, I was reading something about Mike Schmidt. You know who that is?
Oh, yeah.
The DA from Portland.
Yeah.
He got like $50,000 from some sludge fund thing from same with Tina Kotek, and there's just this dark money, and it's cash.
Yeah, that's the crazy part of that is
unbelievable.
You got to ask yourself. We all know who deals in cash, right? Who deals in cash? Just ask yourself that question for a second.
Cartels do.
Yep.
And so it's an interesting thing because, you start really digging in, and you can do this. You can be a citizen journalist. You can get involved. You can decide, hey, I'm going to look into these people. And what you find is you're like, oh my gosh, this is disgusting. Like you look at the Secretary of State, Fagan, right? She got in trouble because she was dealing with cash too. She was getting paid cash.
Piles.
Cash money every single month.
The wording in the complaint was piles. Piles of cash. I mean, my goodness sakes.
Right. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, oh, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. Yeah. No problem. No problem. It gets swept under the rug. No big deal.
And the crazy thing is she's not the only one. I think what happened is she was basically set up to be. She did. She took the fall for it. Right. Just okay. We're dealing with this stuff. We don't allow this to happen. So see, look at her. She fell. I just want people to know too. I did file 6 ethics complaints against her. Well, we filed 6 in total, 2 of them under my name, and had some others put their name on them because you didn't want to seem like it was all coming from one person, but a total of 6 ethics complaints against Shemaiah Fagan.
And that's how you fight back, and that's what we need, and that's why we need a Don Powers, the National Committeeman, because I think he has the leadership qualities to really push this state into a very harder red turn, because we need it, folks. We need a cleansing. We need to get rid of these Marxist revolutionaries that have been infiltrating the Republican Party for decades. They've been doing it. They have it down to a science. You got to understand that our country and our state is on the line. We have to get involved. You have to do something. And even if that means something is donating, doing some phone calls, doing some, picketing, signage, going to events, spreading the word, letting people know, like, hey, listen, the Republicans, we're not going to lay down and just let these guys steamroll us anymore. We're fed up. We're done. We're hardcore. Don Powers, how do people find you?
There's a couple different ways. You can reach out to my Twitter, which was unapologetic01. That's probably the best way to reach me.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for joining me today, and have a great weekend. You're listening to Non-Compliant America. I am Joshua Michael, and as always, watch your 6 and have a great week.